Hi everyone, my name's Caleb Coles. I'm an Australian singer-songwriter. Today we're going to be reacting to Jeff Buckley singing Grace live at the BBC. I've mentioned on my channel before that I believe Jeff Buckley is one of the greatest singers of all time, and I haven't actually reacted to anything from him on my channel before. I think I've seen this performance before, I'm not 100% sure. I've certainly seen him perform Grace live before. I've got an old DVD of him performing it at Chicago. So anyway, let's get into this reaction. If you end up enjoying it, make sure to subscribe. That looks like a 12-string electric. I haven't noticed that before.
Asking to stay long enough for the clouds to fly me away, but it's my time coming. I'm not afraid to die. And my favorite voice sings the blood. But she cries to the creeping of time, of time.
You can just hear every note. He is so in the moment. He was someone who was so centered and knew his voice so well that every time he performed it was a little different, and you're hearing all the little inflections of his voice, the way he trails off the notes and adds this unique sense of vibrato. It was just something to behold. There was no one like him. Let's keep watching. Jeff Buckley was also a really good guitar player. Those little riffs he's playing, they're not easy. They might not sound like they're a crazy solo, but they're these weird little barred patterns, and he'd go in between doing some quite intricate stuff a lot of the time and his vocals, and he was so good at it that you don't even realize sometimes how difficult what he did was. Let's keep watching.
She creeps on my arm.
Did you hear that? She weeps on my arm, like, ah. Then the vibrato comes in, and then he just intentionally kind of flickers off the pitch. And that's one thing that is missed a lot nowadays with the use of a lot of auto-tune and those kind of things, is that there's a skill to actually allowing your voice to not be perfectly on pitch, but doing it for stylistic sake. And so someone like Jeff Buckley, you would not want to use any of that stuff because it would just sound bizarre and out of place, and it takes the raw humanity out of his voice. I love it. Let's keep watching.
To the bright lights inside. We'll drink a bit of wine. We both might go tomorrow. Oh, my love. And the rain's falling. And I believe my time is come.
Yeah, I've got to stop it there. Another thing about Jeff is whether it was chest voice, mixed voice, head voice, falsetto, for him, these almost didn't mean anything. He would just glide effortlessly through in the most elastic, the most flexible way I've ever heard anyone else. Even singers who have more power or have more range, they can't match Jeff in the pure elasticity of the dynamics between his voice. You heard him there, and he'll go into falsetto and like he'll click his voice, but then he'll suddenly bring it back in a way that is almost superhuman yet effortless. And that's, to someone like me listening to Jeff, every little note, there's something that is truly mind-boggling, but it sounds like it was just him relaxing. It's really something to behold.
Reminds me of the pain I might need. Leave behind.
Oh, can we listen to that again? That was ridiculous, and it just sounded effortless.
Leave behind.
Leave behind. So then he's into a falsetto, and then he goes up. And was that mixed voice? Was that falsetto? I've heard him belt it before. I've heard him do it quiet before. It's just absolute total control over his vocal mechanism with that completely unique vibrato style. That cool guitar playing. The thing is, singing a song like this live, it's a very challenging song to sing all the way through with no breaks and with no editing. On my channel, I do a cover, a one-take cover, where I just sing from start to end, and it was a challenge, you know. I think I recorded it singing start to end, I think 3 times maybe, and I chose the best. No breaks, sung it all the way through. And it's really challenging to get through the song. And the thing about Jeff is, not only can he sing the song, he is so effortlessly gliding through all kinds of runs that he's just making up on the spot every time he performs it. And the vocal stamina and technique to be able to do that is really, really phenomenal. I can't stress that. I know that I'm making a big deal of it, but maybe if you don't know a lot about vocal technique, you might listen and go, oh yeah, that's cool. But honestly, it's phenomenal. I've heard people compare guys like the singer from Muse. Oh, mental blanked his name. It'll come to me soon. And other singers of that variety to Jeff Buckley. And they're not even in the same ballpark. You know, a lot of singers use interesting vibrato and sing in falsetto and sing quite high. But what Jeff does is the sheer virtuosity of being able to do it the way he does with the dynamics. It's just absolutely next level. Anyway, we are going to watch the rest. I'm not going to pause it for the rest of the song, and just listen to the sheer amount of grit, dynamics, and versatility that Jeff uses.
When I feel them try my name, it's so easy to know. And forget with this key, and I'm not afraid to go. But it goes so silent.
Oh, that was just crazy. To sing with all that grit and then at the end of the song just end with a bop. Then he goes, ah. Did you hear that? He's like, ah. But just, I can't even really do it, but it's just this slow, and he just does it start to end, beautiful, no effort in his face, just absolutely flowing out of him. Matt Bellamy, the guy from Muse. And I love Muse. I've seen Muse live a few times. Matt Bellamy is an absolute genius of songwriting, and he's a great vocalist too. But then there's people like Jeff, who just influence all the people after them, including, you know, Chris Martin from Coldplay, Matt Bellamy from Muse, the guy from Panic at the Disco. Man, I don't know what's going on with my brain today. But all these singers that come after him that are really good, but no one did it quite like Jeff. And so I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, make sure to subscribe. If you're not that familiar with Jeff Buckley, you seriously need to go check out more from him. I'd really recommend the song Mojo Pin, this song Grace. There's a lot. Dream Brothers, another great song. Do a Google search, you'll find a bunch of great stuff. Thanks guys, I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.